Hello and welcome to Rotted Reviews, and today I'm going to be honoring the request of Patron Kathryn, who has asked me to take a look at the 2020 feature, Crawlers. Actually a part of Hulu's Into the Dark series, this is episode 6 of season 2, and is the third Into the Dark film that I have reviewed, the first being Pilgrim, and the second I don't remember. But this is kind of getting into that weird territory where people ask me, hey Mike, what do you prefer, movies or TV shows? And with streaming options being what they are now, I kind of have to say, what's the difference? It's kind of, we're talking about a commercial-free hour-and-a-half long feature. It's a movie. But anyway, Crawlers, written by Kathryn Wignall and Mike Gann and directed by Brandon Zuck. This movie follows a group of college-age students as they are bar hopping, or crawling, on St. Patrick's Day. And things start to get a little bit weird and mistaken identity-ish, which ultimately leads them down to discovering that there is some body-swapping aliens afoot. Now, body snatchers, body swappers, whatever, is really not terribly new territory. However, I do think that this film introduced an interesting concept, a little layer underneath that I found to be a fairly interesting storytelling device, most notably the fact that one of the principal characters in this, prior to this film, had experienced date rape. And if that wasn't bad enough, it was also followed by a level of either disbelief or outright apathy from the people that were supposed to have been supporting her, i.e., her friends. So we already start the movie with some pretty deep interpersonal conflict going on, and then when body swapping happens, and then it turns into levels of people are saying one thing and believing another, we have that under layer of scrutiny that had already been employed previous. So on just that level, I have to say some pretty masterful storytelling devices going on there, especially for basically what amounts for a TV show. However, this movie is not without its sins. And in my opinion, one of the worst sins of this film is in its constant and relentless use of narrative voiceover. That whole narrative tool set of stop, freeze, let me tell you how I got to this point is all over this movie. It's in every minute of it. It's relentless. And it drove me up the fucking wall. I thought this was a decent movie overall. It had a good polish. It had good characters. It was performed well with a wink and a smile by a lot of the characters and actors. I thought there were a lot of elements that worked on this one, but that drove me so fucking batty. I could not get past it. And the continuation of it, it wasn't just at the beginning. It was all the way through. And it was just so irritating. I don't mind it as a device that's employed here and there, and it's even been used to some really clever effect in films like Adaptation, but this was way above and beyond, and it completely stalled out the actual narrative of the storyline every time it happened. It really did feel lazy, and I felt like yelling at the screen like Brian Cox. So, I really don't have a whole lot more to say on this one, in all honesty. Again, I thought this was a very competent movie. It was done well in a lot of places, but the aspects of it that weren't done well, or at the very least that I found personally annoying, were so difficult to get over that I find myself hesitant to offer any kind of blanket recommendation for it. I would say give it a whirl. Especially if you're going through the Into the Dark series. This is definitely not one that I would say avoid. It's not that bad. It's actually pretty good. It's just, for me, that narrative, that voiceover, it's just so much. And that's what's preventing me from giving the blanket recommendation. So thank you very much, Kathryn, for recommending Crawlers. I'm sorry that I didn't love it. I really wanted to. In the end, I just liked it. But thank you again. And thank you for watching this video. I do hope you enjoyed it. And remember, next time you want to watch a horror movie, first make sure that it's good and rotted.